Mika. Well, Mika's 12 years old and she's an absolute legend. I'm very excited to meet her. We've been going back and forth now over the past few months. It's been sensational. It's been really cool. Oh yeah. It's been interesting to learn what goes on in her world, and hopefully I've been able to give her an insight into what goes on in mine. I'm just really looking forward to meeting her today and showing her the offices. I'm not sure if she's been into the city all that many times and seen offices like this.
We spend so much time at work that we don't really have a lot of perspective outside of that. So it's actually quite fun to be able to, write to someone once a month and hear how they're doing at school. It brings back a lot of memories. My pal is quite a keen learner at school. She actually, funnily enough, enjoys all the same subjects that I used to. She's really into maths. You've got similar interests to me. I did these things at school. I'd studied these subjects. I did these things at university. And then I kind of tried to describe my job, which I thought might be interesting for her. And my job is 50% maths, 50% writing, and so all those skills that I learned at school are quite important for my job. So I think that's quite relevant to them to hear. I signed up not really knowing what this was going to be like, and I think a lot of other blokes that I work with did the same, and I was surprised at how much fun everyone had with it, and how much everyone was looking forward to receiving their letters and then stressing about what they were going to write back. I mean, I'd spent an hour and a half on my letters thinking about what I can ask and what I can draw, and I printed out photos of my dogs and put them, stuck them to the page and things like that. We really wanted to make this the best we could, just because it was kind of fun and very different to our kind of standard day at work. Aside from the whole ability to, give back and encourage young people to try hard at school and give them a sense of what life outside of school might be like, I think it's kind of rewarding for us as well, because it just kind of breaks up our thought pattern a bit. We just tend to think 100% of the time about our own jobs and not really consider what life is like for other people. So it's kind of a bit of a fun thing to look forward to do once a month.
I think it's a great opportunity for both the kids to understand a different world, because if they're in a low socioeconomic background, just connecting with people in a different world just lets them realise that there's different paths out there, and it just opens up their horizons, that there are opportunities out there, and it's actually really helpful for us as well, just to remember our roots, where we come from, that there's other people and that we're part of a bigger community and society as an Aussie. We need to be more demographically diverse, and it's great that we're telling these. Like my mentoring mate was a young girl, and I thought that was fantastic, because I could share my experience and I could also learn from her experiences as well.
I'm quite proud of how the first year's gone and everyone's involvement and sort of enthusiasm for the project. So well done to you all.
A wonderful time is going on in there. So the students are with their mentoring mate Buddy, and they're making gingerbread houses at the moment, and they're eating lots of lollies, and they're just having those conversations that they didn't have over the letters. They're having them with those face to face. It increased our students' learning outcomes in literacy, their writing ability. They were writing for a purpose. We also saw along the journey our students become more confident in writing. Just the sense of satisfaction that someone actually really cared for them really made a difference to them. In our area, it is a low socioeconomic area, high English as a second language, refugees and Aboriginal. A lot of our parents find it hard to get work, whether it is through disability or being new to Australia, so quite disadvantaged in that area. It has opened their eyes up to the wider world. They come from a small little community and they don't really go outside of it, or maybe just over to the following suburbs. So to actually know and research about where Moelis is and what they do, and actually travelling into the city to meet them. We took this Mentoring Mates program a little bit further, so we researched what Moelis Australia did. We have a school farm, and the students invested in the chickens. So they had to buy a chicken for $200. Every time the chickens laid an egg, they would receive 20 classroom dollars. They saw over 100 dozen eggs being sold, so therefore making their money back.
Thanks very much, Moelis, for getting behind it, and thanks to Ed Day himself for really pushing it. It's been awesome.
I think it's a fantastic program for the kids and for us, and I think we should continue to do programs like this that reach out to the community.
I think it's an awesome program, so I'm keen to keep going.
Hopefully we can continue the partnership.
Thank you to Moelis and the Daystar Foundation for coming together and being key stakeholders in children's education. It's really crucial that together we are there to support students in their learnings, because we as educators value that community partnership. Our school motto is Together We Learn, so this is truly reflected in the Mentoring Mates program. So Together We Learn with Daystar and with Moelis to ensure that our students succeed in education and succeed in life.